What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Well. The Habs won again last night. I took it right in the old bottom mouth. My brown eye turned rouge. I had a terrible night last night, got killed. The last quarter of that college football game was as irritating, aggravating, angry. It was 55.5 that total when I should have taken it, 54.5 when I ended up taking it. It was 55.5 when we started the show, but the NCAA football segment was at the end. I should have just forced the issue. It was a worst case scenario.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Jim.
It's my fault. I should have just said, because I even mentioned it. If you watch back Top Shot, I'm like, I would like to get the NCAA football in now, but it's my fault. It's all my fault. I could have forced the issue there.
No, you're right. If you obviously you can tweet out a pick or a line anytime you want, but anytime in the show, any sport, shout it out, and the line you get at that exact moment, the line that exists at that exact moment, you will get. And I apologize for that, Jim.
No, don't apologize. That's all on me. 100% on me. It was a terrible night. I got destroyed in NHL. I got lucky to go 1-1 in NBA. I broke even on the show unit-wise in MLB, but lost some, I guess, $30 or $43 or some shit. But I'm just getting killed in baseball. It's hurting me. I do have a baseball play that Dave L.A. is very high on, and I agree. I agree, so I'm ready to get to that. And we got a great group of cappers. Giovanni Beesdorf, Aliana Katogladu, Kendrick Brown, Tom Gunn, our man, Vegas Gunn.
Shout out to Tom Gunn. Shout out to Tom Gunn. What so many wonderful human beings in this comment section. And yesterday was actually I think I overall had a losing day, but my two initial picks in NHL cashed, right? The Rangers. I should have that one.
The Rangers looked awesome, like we talked about all day. Their offense, and at home. They're going to give us value all year.
Yeah, so I had the team total over on that one. That one cashed. And if you remember, Jim, I said that, I don't know if you remember this, but I said I was leaning under in the Boston game, and I said I could see it being a 4-1 Boston win. Do you remember when I said that?
I do.
Final score was 4-1 Boston.
You know what I thought was going to happen in the college game was it was going to be a 31-20 final.
Yeah, which I also said. No, I said.
That's what I said.
31. I said 31-17. Right.
I said 31-20. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to nail this goddamn score. Jesus, that game pissed me off. But yeah, your read, everybody's read backing Boston there last night. I felt real bad for Triple Beams. Our man Triple Beams trusts me, and he liked my breakdown of why he should take the Senators, and they lost 4-1. When they tied up at 1-1, I was like, there's problems on defense in Boston are going to show up right now, and they didn't. Taking Penguin, that was my first game of the whole year. I took a favorite not on the puck line because of how close the Penguins Oilers were. Thank God.
Yes.
Or I would have got killed overall.
And so I also actually overall I had a good day because I had my two big losers in NHL were two first period overs where the full game went soaring over, right? I had the first period over in the Penguins game as an official pick. It was 1-0, and then they scored 6 goals in the second period. And the same thing with the Rangers game. I had the first period over 1.5 as an official pick. And that one was 1-0 after the first period, but that one went over as well. So I should have just given at least both the full game and the first period. Overall, I had a pretty good read again on NHL, and I had a good read on that Troy game. I did what I said. I said Troy first half, and I understand the reasons. You look at that game. This is just something to think about. This is how I broke down that game. Right. First of all, it was definitely a revenge game from last year. Right. Troy remembered when they beat LSU outright, and then the next game went in and lost to South Alabama. Here it was the complete opposite, right? They were coming off a loss to Liberty, and then going on the road against South Alabama, and it just had the feel of a bounce back from Troy, at least early. Not full game. I didn't have a full game, but at least early, written all over it. And I thought we were getting help because obviously the replacement quarterback was a big deal, but the rest of Troy was still the same, and it's a good squad. So I felt like I had a good read on the card yesterday, Jim. And of course, I passed on NBA, which was smart. Although I did tail one of the guys. It wasn't just Walter Trotter. It was Walt Trotter and Scotty Rock forever. I took the Pelicans first half, and that one lost. They wound up covering the full game, so you had a winner on that one. Yep, but they got it
barely. And the Kings lost by 14, but don't look at that. They got destroyed in that game. That was all. And our man Bill Butler said, Jimmy, I don't mean to be a party pooper, but I did warn you about the Kings. In my heart, I hope you'll warm up to the wise advice of your weird and crazy Uncle Bill. He'll always take care of you, Pete knows.
Kobe Valentine says, why is it wrap up on the side? Pete, yell at Larry. Hey, asshole. Is there any asshole back there who can put it to the right to the show opening instead of the wrap up?
There we go.
No, I'm kidding around. If there's one group of people that is not an asshole, it is the tech people who work here. I just yell out asshole because it's funny to say. The tech people here are just the most wonderful people I've ever met in my entire life. Absolutely.
Jesse Smith.
You know I was kidding, right? You know I was doing that for a joke, right? Because people love it. People used to love it when I was doing the show myself. One of the catchphrases that caught on was, "Hey, asshole." That was something that people used to like me to yell out. So
Jesse Smith says, "Jimmy, I love you, bro, but you got to stop fading those Habs. Ride the hot hand." Craig McFink says, "I would say the Coors fade, excuse me, was the worst thing to ever hit the low bag chat by far," which is strange because we all ended up units when we stopped doing it. We all ended up units on the Coors Field fade. I don't know why people have such.
Here's what the Coors Field fade was about. The Coors Field was about taking alternative run lines on underdogs in places with high volatility. And as we talk about, we do a lot of handicapping here, but betting theory is important as well, right? Yeah. When you are taking the run lines or either plus or minus, the reason most people take run lines is because they're afraid to take a big favorite line. But in reality, that is not the reason why you should take run lines or buy or sell runs. The reason you should buy or sell runs, the only reason is due to volatility, right? If there's a big favorite line that you're too afraid to take because you don't think you have an edge on, but you take the run line just to not take that big favorite line, but you're not doing it because of volatility reasons, just because you don't want to take a big favorite line, then your edge or lack thereof on the run line will not be any bigger or smaller than your edge on the money line. It's all for volatility. So the Coors Field fade was just an estimation that the volatility at Coors Field was not being factored in as much as it should be by the market. And that if you took underdog, and that caused underdogs to win more and games to be decided by more than one run more, and that was what that's just all that was about. And I think it's pretty sound reasoning, not something you'd want to do every day blindly, though.
No,
that a good? Was that a good?
That was a great
breakdown.
And when the Rockies pitching became incredible, the value completely lost. But I don't know. I think we abandoned the play, but overall it was fine. Scotty Rock forever deserves a shout out. He said that Kershaw won't make it through the fifth inning. And sure enough, fifth inning rolls around and he gets bounced. Scotty Rock was so heavy on the Red Sox and deservedly so. Yeah. Great job, Scotty Rock.
Yeah. So it's just something to keep in mind, you know what I mean? Because people love to do that. They're like, ooh, minus 300. That's it. Go ahead.
Have to stop everything.
Oh, shit, what happened?
One of our favorites, Ayushia. It's my birthday today. As a regular member of the Low Bag fam, can I get a birthday shout out and some words of wisdom? I'll ask for a birthday pick in the evening. No need for a birthday pick. Also, truly, I love your birthday shout outs. They're scary. They're roller coaster rides. I don't know where they're going to go. Sometimes they go low, sometimes it gets high.
Yes.
But Ayushia wants a shout out and some words of wisdom, and I can't wait to see it.
Happy birthday to you, Ayushia. Yes, I will try. Oh, but he didn't. He'll ask for a birthday pick in the evening. Words of wisdom. Okay, we'll start with some betting words of wisdom. Okay, Ayushia DeRosa, be aware of how parlays work in sports betting, because the worst thing to do is if you have an edge in sports betting, but because you don't pay attention and you're not dedicated to appropriate money management, you lose anyway. That's the worst thing. When you have an edge, but you lose anyway because of bad bet styles and bad money management. So just be aware of how parlays work and why you should not bet them in most cases, but in some cases you can for recreational purposes. Also, words of wisdom, just be aware of buying and selling runs. Once again, I'll say it again, I just said it, and be aware of how that works, how volatility is involved in that. That's the only factor that you should be considering. And then as far as life, words of wisdom. Life. Give me the bag, high five. It's much easier said than done, but the truth is, and I'm the biggest violator of this rule of anyone I know, but I know that it is true, and I know that the closer you can get to living your life like this and internalizing it is absolutely the best way to live. The wisest thing the wisest opinion to have in life is that every single day that you are alive on this earth is a gift, and you should be supremely happy for that gift every day. So much harder to so much easier said than done, but it is also so 100% true. Yes, the wisest monk in the world would understand that. The wisest monk in the world would just see every moment alive on earth as a gift, something that he didn't deserve, something that she didn't deserve, but that was given to her for him and to appreciate it as much as possible. So there are some words of wisdom. Ayushia DeRosa. A, understand the principles behind parlays. B, understand the principles behind buying and selling runs in sports betting. And C, understand the principle that every day alive on this earth is a gift.
Craig McFink says a guy named Bob Ulios said Nostra Twitter was an inside job by SBR. Listen, if SBR had the power to go documented up 100 units, we'd have a lot more than 500 people watching this show. No, sorry, 300 people watching this show. If we had the skill to go up 100 units documented, we'd have thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers. So,
yes, and also, congratulations to the ownership and higher ups at SBR, but they don't need to scam people out of a few $1,000s. They're doing fine.
They're doing
fine.
They're doing just
fine. Jimmy and I need to scam people out of $1,000. We would never do it, but I mean, it would help us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what we'd like to scam people out is a reach around.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
What Pete will sell.
Absolutely.
That's NCAA football package.
My NCAA football package and NFL playoffs. Up to but not including the Super Bowl. If you're interested, you can have the entire package for a reach around.
A reach around.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, but seriously though, No Sotoda had nothing to do with Jimmy and I. He was just a guy who gave minor league baseball picks, which I thought was very interesting. I mean, I admit that I gave him shout outs and love on the show, but we didn't know him personally. I feel terrible about the people who got scammed by it. You know what I'm saying?
I still hold out hope. Yeah. We're gonna hope, because sometimes you get curveballs in life and you don't know how to handle it. And after a little bit of time to think about it, you realize what's right. So I'm still holding out hope that he makes good. And I do feel bad about it. And, I don't mean to make jokes about it. And I'm sure there's some people who think that, I just don't know what it's like to get scammed by people that you trust. I do. I sure do. I sure do know what that's like. Okay, so yeah, it makes me sick that happened, and I hope it gets resolved. You know what I mean? But if it doesn't get resolved, it fucking sucks. It pisses me off. It makes me sick. But that's just one more life blow that you need to just absorb and get through. And I need to take my own advice more than anyone I know. All right, let's move on, Jimmy the Bag. Let's move on. Shadow joining us, whom we love dearly, says, cheers, all had an awesome night. Much thanks, guys. Well, then I guess you just faded all my action, which would have been very, very successful last night. Perfect Rotation says that you cured his depression.
Thanks. Shout out to you, Perfect Rotation.
Ralph Orwando says it all depends on who does the reach around. No.
Right,
no. A hand's a hand, my friend.
Right. I mean, if someone gives you a $100 bill, does it matter if it's beat up or if it's crisp, a crisp $100 bill? No. $100 bill is a $100 bill. And here we go. Easton Shirtliff. Shout out to Easton Shirtliff, who has been giving us soccer plays. Barcelona versus Inter Milan under. Low-hanging fruit. Again, Barcelona versus Inter Milan under. That comes to us from Easton Shirtliff. Thank you very much, Mr. Shirtliff. Okay. Eddie Mush says, who scammed you, Pete? Shout out to Neil Ryan and Tom Dalby from Hoxton Pub, Costa Rica, San Jose, Costa Rica. Eddie Mush, that's who scammed me. All right, so let's go. They were my first friends in Costa Rica here, too. I just lent them money to help them. So stupid. All right, let's move on.
Dan Kelly joining us. Crazy totals moving in NBA. Let's get to work.
Yes, let's get to work. All right, so first we're going to talk about MLB. Listen, MLB, this is another tough thing in sports betting, which is just that, obviously Boston is a better team here, right? But if the Boston price to win the World Series was -800 and the Dodgers are +650, obviously you take the Dodgers. You'd go against the team that you think is going to win. I thought that the line was creeping up a little bit too high yesterday for the Dodgers. Jimmy the Bag took the Dodgers team total over, so he broke even. Now we've got Price against Ryu. What do you think here, Jim?
Well, it's going to be cold.
Right.
Very cold. Sorry, our friend. Eddie, our friend Perfect Rotation says, can this reach around be a stranger with a non-dominant hand? Of course.
Look, like a $100 bill. A $100 bill is a $100 bill. A reach around's a reach around. You know what I'm saying?
I absolutely know what you're saying.
All right, okay.
Ryu versus Price, 44 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing strong, but sideways. Price had been 0-9, 11 postseason starts. He got the monkey off his back. What is your expectation of an athlete? Of an athlete who's had this can't pitch in the postseason hanging over him. He doesn't want to do interviews when it comes because he knows they're going to talk about postseason. And then on 3 days rest, he throws a beauty. What's your expectation? Does he keep rolling or does he get back to his old ways?
You're talking about Price here. Yeah. It's an educated guess, and it's a little bit hard to say. I would definitely say that the cold weather is not in his favor, right? There are definitely some pitchers that struggle more in the hot weather and the cold weather, or vice versa. I'm not exactly sure what David Price's tendencies are, but my sense is that it probably hurts him. Maybe some of our resident athletes here, including Kobe Valentine, can tell us what that's all about, how the weather affects you. But definitely there are times when it gets that cold, pitchers have trouble gripping the ball. It's more about the grip on the ball than warming up their muscles. And I think anyone who's questionable, is going to be, I guess when in weather extremes, you want to expect the unexpected more than not. I think it's a questionable spot for Price.
Yeah, I hear that, but I don't think there's going to be as many runs scored as last night. I think that's an easy thing to say. Price in the postseason has not been good other than that great start. 5.11 ERA, 1.38 whip just this year. Lefties in the regular season, 210 off him, righties 234. Ryu looked incredible until that last postseason start. 4.40 ERA, 1.38 whip, same whip as Price in the playoffs so far this year. Righties don't hit him, and there's some tough right-handed bats in this Red Sox lineup. I think it's going to help that righties don't hit Ryu. I like the unders. I like the unders, and I'm going to take them. Joey Riojas, Ralph Perwanas says, sorry, Jimmy, Boston over 8.5. Hate going against you. Rio has horrible road stats. Price only one good start in the last 10 postseason starts. Also, Boston minus 138. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I really do. I think it's going to be a lower-scoring game. It's very cold. We're just coming off a high-scoring game. This Red Sox team has never seen Ryu. Price has only seen the Dodgers twice, 2 starts, 2.25 ERA. Boston's a dangerous team. I like Elio Rodriguez's Dodgers first 5, Boston second half. I like that. I think that's a great spot. Price
Wait, which one first 5?
Dodgers. Dodgers first 5, Red Sox full game.
Dodgers, okay. Wow, okay. Yeah, Dodgers first 5. Yeah, I mean, Ryu, he's not guaranteed to be lights out, but he seems solid to me, although his record on the road is a lot worse than at home, that's for sure. On the year.
I don't mean to slow us down here because we're trying to handle this, but Eddie Mush says, Pete, you sexy beast.
Oh, thank you so much, Eddie Mush. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And he didn't include the homo qualifier there, but I think we know what the homo qualifier would have been. Eddie Mush, thank you very much.
I am going to double up on this under. I only put $75 on each bet, which is less than a half unit. Obviously, baseball has just been destroying me. I would have been better off stopping when I've wanted to stop many times over the last 2.5 months. But I do agree with Dave LA. I do think there's going to be an under here. We know that each team has struggles against lefties. Red Sox don't have power against lefties. I know that Nunez came in and hit a pinch hit 3-run home run. I don't know why they brought Wood in. For the love, why we've seen how bad he's looked over the last 6 or 7 weeks, and I just can't believe Dave Roberts did that. But whatever, what's done is done, and I'm going to take under his first 5 in full game.
Kobe Valentine says I bought down to 8 for a bigger juice line. I think it goes well under the total. There you go. That's that when you're buying down, you are again betting into volatility and expecting that there's higher than normal volatility in a game like that. When you're taking big favorite lines, you are expecting lower than normal volatility. All right, so
Wicked Insane saying, chill, Jimmy, no. Says if you didn't bet under yesterday, don't bet it today. I'm on it.
And Wicked Insane saying that, shout out to Wicked Insane, great guy though. Yeah. His postseason record on the road is horrible at Ryu. Yeah, I mean, Ryu is a guy that in general I like, but on the road he definitely struggles more.
I do feel like he's a character guy though. Yeah, he wants to be the man. He wears number 99 for a reason. He wants all the attention. He's not a guy that shies away from attention.
All right, I can't say I disagree with it necessarily. Do you want the under here?
First 5 in full game.
Oh, wow, okay. LA Dodgers, Boston, first half under, and LA Dodgers, Boston, full game under, and that will be full game 8.5 minus 104. Oh, no, but bet 365 plus 100. Yes, under 8.5 plus 100. Under 8.5 plus 100. Interesting that bet 365 is headed to the over. And then let's check.
I always think that they're a step slower in North American sports, not including hockey, because Canadians can use bet 365 and Canadians know hockey very well. But baseball, American football, all that stuff, I feel like they're always a step behind. And Kylie Reynolds asked me a question. Sorry, I'm a little behind.
No, go ahead.
But Kylie Reynolds asked me a question about the Breeders' Cup and what he should bet on, something like that. There's going to be a ton of championship races. The thing is we talk about line shopping. Line shopping is so crucial, and I talk about it now because bet 365 has a ton of European money coming in on the horse races. They have different favorites than the North American. The odds on Bet365 are so different than the odds at the track, and all of the European books have such different lines than what the North American books have. So really look out. I remember 2 years ago, my buddy on Bet365 got a 50-1 to win the mile, and I had him at the track at 15-1. 50-1 at Bet365. That was the difference. It's enormous.
Yep. Line shopping in any sport, any situation is important. We're getting a lot of great comments in here. Jimmy the Bag, I don't mean to scare you right now, but the good news is that we're going to be able to give you 4.5 plus 102 at Pinnacle. The bad news is because that line just took a jump to the over at Pinnacle.
It's been yo-yoing all morning. It's been yo-yoing all morning.
Yes.
This morning, I was like, oh, look at all the money going to the over. I should wait. And then it changed.
Yeah.
And then when I came into work, I was like, I have to make a move
And
here.
definitely micro line moves at Pinnacle during the day are not something to be spooked by at all. They can be caused by all kinds of things. All right, Dodgers first half under 4.5 plus 102, and the full game under 8.5 plus 100. All right, interesting stuff here, Jimmy the Bag. And also, I was almost going to give you the U-Wager line, which is 4.5 plus 100. You want to quickly tell folks about the? Sounding like Barack Obama right now. You want to tell folks about
In fact, there was an explosive device sent to Barack's house today.
There was.
Very scary.
I know.
And the Clintons as well.
Okay.
Some scary stuff. Nothing. They've also evacuated CNN headquarters in New York.
Okay.
It's a scary day in America, but we're not there.
No, we're going to promote a football promotion right now. Once again, if U-Wager is having a contest where you can win a free trip to the Super Bowl, including airfare, per diems, and all that. Use the link in the description box below this video to click on it. All you have to do is deposit $100 at U-Wager, whether it's a new account, an old account, and you will be automatically entered, or maybe you have to click something. I don't know. Maybe you have to enter yourself, but you'll be eligible to enter, and they're giving away a free trip to the Super Bowl, 2 tickets and airfare and hotels and everything. So
$500 in spending money for souvenirs, $100 food per diem each day, hotel accommodation 3 nights, $10,000 package, Pete.
Yeah. Okay, and use the link in the description box, which is the best way to go about signing up for that. All right, let's see what else we have here, Jimmy the Bag. Let's move on.
I'm not taking a side. I'm not taking a side.
All right, I'm passing on the MLB Game 4 now. All right, we have a small card.
And
go ahead.
Anna Mark, our man Clint's daughter, turned 3 years old today.
Oh, wow. Anna Mark, God, how lucky is that girl going to be for having Anna Mark as a dad? You know what I'm saying?
Very lucky.
What would my present be to Anna Marak's daughter for her 3rd birthday? It would be having wonderful parents. She's already got it. She doesn't need it. She's already got it. What do you give to a kid who already has everything that they need, right?
I was expecting a joke there.
I want Anna Marak to be. It was kind of a joke. It wasn't a joke.
It was set up for something. I was like, oh, where's he going?
She's already got it. Anna Marak is, I would like Anna Marak to be my dad. I don't care if he's younger. I don't know how old Anna Marak is. I want him to be my dad.
Yeah, he'd be a great dad. And he's got UFC cash plays for us coming up, which we're very excited for.
Happy birthday to Anna Marak's daughter. Congratulations for being born into the Anna Marak family. You're going to have such an advantage in life for that. She's going to be happy. That's probably going to be a human being who's likely to appreciate life and be wise.
And to kick your ass if she starts Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu next year.
Shit. Yeah. Hell yeah. What a great life she has ahead of her. Shout out to Anna Marak's daughter. Okay, so let's get into NHL, Jim. We got 4 games on the card tonight. Of course, the interesting lines here. Toronto has scored 1 goal in their last 2 games. What are we going to expect from them now? Vegas has turned the corner, and all of a sudden, bam, they're up into the minus 250s. Okay, great for them. And then we have Tampa Bay, who's turned things around, but we know that Colorado is a team that we consider to be dangerous at home. They're a home dog to Tampa Bay, and that line has moved 15 cents since it opened. So 4 very interesting games here, Jimmy the Bag. You got any picks for us here?
I do, but I'm going to need help.
Okay.
Going to need help. But first off, I have a play I know I'm taking. I'm taking the Golden Knights on the puck line this evening. Knights are just 29th in goals per game at 2.1. 7th in goals allowed at 2.6. They're last in the NHL on the power play, but have a good penalty killing. Clearly, Nate Schmidt hurts. They're not having him due to PED suspension hurts their offense. But they're flying and getting a ton of shots on goal. And they don't care about taking shots on goal from, what's Tony Du's got to say? Yes, Brock, Tony Du, Vancouver capper. Well, NHL capper, great capper, but knows Vancouver inside now. Brock Boeser out tonight. Elias Pettersson not ready to return yet. What do you think about Vegas on the puck line? Vegas is starting to get hot as well. It's time to fade the Canucks. Tony Du, you are absolutely on it. Absolutely on it. I really like the Knights here. Coming off a season-high 45 shots. It's not the fact that they got 45 shots, Pete. It's that the Ducks only took 18 against them. That means they're flying, they're forechecking.
Just one comment that I want to address to keep in mind back about baseball, and then we'll go back to NHL. Roger T. MLB wants runs for ratings loaded baseballs in 2017. Look it up, please. Yes, I mean that's certainly not out of the realm of possibilities. Is MLB scamming you into watching their product by giving you more runs? Possible. Who knows? All right, go ahead.
Troy V thinking about the Canucks plus 204. You take Pettersson out of the lineup, that hurts. You take Brock Boeser out of the lineup as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's our future.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two guys that I can't believe I'm not saying Matthew Tkachuk. It still makes me so goddamn angry that we didn't draft Matthew Tkachuk and the hated Flames have him. In fact, I hate the Flames as much as the Habs, and I took futures on them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that has to say something about not letting my heart dictate.
Oh, you do
all my
hate the Flames much as the Habs.
I despise the Flames. The Flames and Habs are the two teams. And in Vancouver, we hate the Flames more than any team in the league. They're our most hated rival.
But you took futures on them, okay.
So just a sign that I'm not just a batshit crazy.
Right.
So without Pettersson, without Boeser, and Jay Beagle, I truly believe this is the time to fade the Canucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do that here. I'm going to take the Golden Knights. They're flying. When they're flying, skating so fast, they're forechecking like crazy. I feel like this is the perfect time to back them. Eddie Oilers says Vancouver -1, probably -1.5 plus 437. Hey, there's going to be a lot of times where the Vancouver Canucks give us a ton of value. The Golden Knights are just 4-4. This is exactly what happened last year. Now, I don't think they're going to surprise anybody like they did last year. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. But last year, remember, they went on that road trip, struggled, came back, and went on a winning streak at home. I think that could happen here. I'm on Vegas.
All right, on what? The puck line?
-1.5.
All right, the best line we can give right now will be plus 112 at Pinnacle. Vegas puck line plus 112. Give me the bag. Let's get through NHL within the next 7 minutes because we got a huge NBA card. Vegas plus 112. All right, let me just ask you in general, what's your take on Toronto? 1 goal in the last 2 games. Now they're going on the road against Winnipeg. What's your take on Toronto in general?
They're a confusing team to cap. They've only played 9 games. It's confusing. They're a very good team. These are the 2 best Canadian teams going head-to-head. This is a home-and-home series that everybody in Canada is watching. They want to know who is thought of as the best team. The Jets have the best home record in the NHL since the beginning of 2017-18. 800, higher than 800 winning percentage. That's unbelievable. 4-0-1 on their current 6-game homestand. Haven't lost in regulation on home ice since February 27th. The Leafs have a perfect 4-0-0 road record. Oh, let's see what this is.
Mr. Gogster, not afraid to take a big favorite, liking Vegas on the first period at -200. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Talk about Toronto again.
Tony Du saying they moved Louis Eriksson to the top line. Enough said. I agree. John Ronan says, please explain the science behind Montreal's winning streak. They're playing very fast. They're skating very fast, and there's a good vibe in that dressing room. Drouin wants to be the man. He's been given that opportunity. He's on a line with Domi. Domi can fly. They are going to go on a 6 to 9 game losing streak at some point over the next 2.5 months, and I'm going to be there fading them nonstop.
Troy V likes Leafs Jets first period over 1.5 -147. I be leaning that way as well, but again, yesterday I got burned taking 2 first period overs that lost when the full games did go over. What do you think? I mean, Hellebuck's in goal, right? Is Hellebuck and the Jets defense going to be able to keep the Leafs down again?
Wow, sorry, Marco Lou and Eddie Oiler coming in with great thoughts here, and Daryl Lyles as well with totals gone under in 4 of Vegas last 5 games. What is the Canucks team total under? That might just be low hanging.
The Canucks team total under. I'll tell you that in a second. Tell me what you think about Toronto against Hellebuck and Winnipeg's defense while I check the team total for you here, Jim.
The Leafs are a tough team to figure out right now. There's always going to be a ton of money on them. They could put up 7 goals at any given moment. They need to figure out the Nylander situation, but Austin Matthews is a beast. After they go 2 games and score only 1 goal, you want to jump all over him. I want to jump on the over here.
Right.
The total, Daryl Lyles says the total's gone over in Toronto's last 5 games when playing on the road against Winnipeg.
They might scotch Hellebuck here. They might roll him.
Hellebuck, I've questioned this summer. I was asking a bunch of guys. I was like, what do you think? And I asked you right at the start of the season, what do you think Hellebuck's going to do after he had to grind and work his ass off for every single thing he gets, and then he goes into a summer knowing that he's the #1 goalie in the NHL? I was kind of concerned. I was kind of concerned. Eddie Oiler says 4-3. This game goes over, but barely. It's a 6.5. Comore said St. Louis kept Toronto on the outside. That's how they stopped them. Winnipeg can do the same thing. Scotty Rock is on the over 6.5. Raul Rogers says Tavares gets 2 goals today. Fact. We don't have a ton of time on this. What is the juice to the 6.5?
To the 6.5, the total. Hold on, let me find it. I'm on the first half here. The total for the over, 6.5 -105. The Greek has 100, so we give you 100 on that one.
I don't know what I want to do. I wanted to hear what everybody had to say. I agree that when you look at the Leafs and Jets, you want to take the over. We had that same thing happen when the Leafs played the Penguins. And then we saw the Penguins play the Oilers last night, and it went exactly the way we had imagined it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tough spot. I'm not going to make a play on it yet. I agree you guys are on what I would do if I was just going to hammer a play. But I'm going to sit back, kind of watch what the market does, and make a decision on this game. Did you find out the team total for the Canucks?
Yeah, 2.5 minus 135 for the under.
Wow. I like that a lot.
Really? So you think that Vancouver is not in a good way offensively right now?
I don't know how they possibly can be without their two best snipers.
Is he still out, right?
Well, Pedersen's going to come back any minute, but
but is he still out for tonight's game?
It looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball Bob says, Jimmy, what about Leafs team total over? They're both team total overs make some sense to me. I just need a little bit. Eddie Euler says over 6 minus 130 looks pretty safe. I agree with that. What do you think
Yeah, the Toronto team total is just 2.5 minus 150. 2.5 minus 150 at Pinnacle.
Can't take minus 150s.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't do that. Alan actually says, just take the Leafs and enjoy a great hockey game. He's right there. But in saying that, give me the team total under for the Canucks.
Okay, that'll be 2.5 minus 135. Jim's going to take Vancouver team total under 2.5 minus 135. You like Marc-Andre Fleury right now, and the Knights defensively.
I do. Mm-hmm. I really do. They know that's the only thing they've got rolling. Fleury has allowed 2 goals in his last 3 games, stopped 69 and 71 shots. This is where with the exact same time he got very hot last year.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Hellebuck and the Winnipeg defense. What's your analysis of them? Because I'm thinking about taking at 2.5 minus 150. I would take it with Toronto. They should bounce back here in a big way offensively. I'm just worried about Hellebuck standing on his head and the defense being super awesome.
I'm extremely disappointed with their defense this year. Imagine saying that with a team that's what's their record? They're looking great. 6-2-1, 5-1 at home. Yeah, their defense is not shutting teams down when they need to, and I'm surprised by that, and I'm going to watch this game tonight. I need more information.
So Vancouver just has no snipers, huh? They got no scores.
No, they got Sven Berchi was given away from the Flames, and the question marks out on him. Bo Horvat is not. I think if he was on a Stanley Cup team, I bet you he'd be the third-line centerman on that team. He just does not seem to be a top 6 forward. He's who we traded to the Devils for Corey Schneider. We got a first-round draft pick, and that's who we picked.
And because last year was Vegas was more offensive, and they had some defensive holes, right?
No, they never had defensive holes. They had just an underrated team. They had Gerard Gallant making them defensively responsible, all the forwards, and they had underrated defensemen and defensive defensemen. And George McPhee just put together a hell of a hockey team. Very impressive.
All right, you know what? I'll go with you on Vancouver team total under, and I'm also going to take the Toronto team total over. Vancouver team total under 2.5 minus 135, and I will also take Toronto team total over 2.5 minus 150. Toronto is still a team with a lot of offense, right?
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous, right? Okay, I'm going to take the Toronto team total over 2.5 minus 150. Vancouver team total under 2.5 minus 135. And now let's move on to NBA. All right, Jim?
Sure, but I just want to mention this Lightning Avalanche. I don't know how I got the Avalanche over season total at 86.5 points. I don't know why people thought they were going to be so much worse than they were last year. It doesn't make sense to me when their first line is so dominant. Lightning, both these teams are playing incredible hockey. This is a very dangerous game. We talked about how Lightning broke the shot in one period record last game against Chicago. These guys, they're just flying. They're playing so well. Look at this Lightning penalty killing, 96.6%. This is a very difficult game to break down, and I'm not going to make a move on it. Although I want to make a move on Panthers at Islanders, I feel like the Panthers should bounce back here, but the Islanders are a dangerous team to fade at home. I find this a tricky game that I'm going to spend more time with. I also don't know if you guys know if it's Lehner or Greiss. Lehner, we expected him to have a good start to the year, but Greiss, I'm shocked that he's having a good start to the year. Maybe last year was something that just went wrong with them. But I just want Arthur Mead wondering if anyone likes the Islanders. I'll be done in 30 seconds here. Kate Paskey saying very hard to think Tampa is better than the Avs right now. Avs first line is the best in hockey right now. The other 3 lines are playing solid, responsible hockey. Kate Paskey, you nailed it. The other 3 lines know that just don't get scored on, and let Rantanen, McKinnon, and Landeskog do what they do, and what they do and what they're doing is absolutely incredible. So I would like to find an angle in Panthers Islanders. Jason Bernard leans Panthers. Paul Marino says Panthers defense is garbage. I think the value's on the over. He might be right. He might be right that the value's on the over. So I'd like to have a play on that. I'll spend the afternoon working on these games. They're both coming off of terrible losses. Panthers was their first multi-goal defeat And the Islanders are very disappointed about going 1-3 on that road trip after dominating the Kings. So, and also the Islanders' last 6 games have been against very good teams. All teams that qualified for the postseason. So Reimer also has good numbers against the Islanders. I want to make a move on this, so we're going to take some time and make a move.
Yeah, I was even though Tampa Bay is so big offensively, I was thinking about the under in Tampa Bay, Colorado, and Scotty Rock forever said that one.
Scotty Rock's been really hot, really hot lately with great. And also, Scotty Rock is not just wishy-washy when he has a play. He's all over it and believes in it, and he's been hitting at a high level.
So what about the under, despite the fact that Tampa Bay can be so huge offensively?
That's a really good question. What about the under at 6.5? I thought about it earlier. I guess I need more time. We're talking about the Lightning second in the league at goals per game at 3.9. The Avs that are fifth in goals per game, 3.7. We're talking about the 12th ranked power play for the Lightning and the 10th ranked power play for the Avs. But we're also talking about 2 incredible penalty killing units. And the reason why I'm scared was this was what I thought was going to happen in that Sharks-Predators game with these 2 teams that are so good at the penalty kill and so good defensively, and it went 5-4. So if I had been right on that game, I would hammer the under right now. So it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult. All
right, listen, we're going to get into NHL a lot more in the evening show as well, but let's go on to NBA, all right?
Let's go on to NBA. There's some argument and fighting going on the chat. We know that that's what happens with families. People argue in chat, but let's hammer this NBA card. This is one sport that's not destroying me. And I want to
huge NBA card. I talked to Jim yesterday. I was going to focus on NHL and college football last night, so I have not even looked at this NBA card at all. There are a bunch of college football plays that I did give. I'm going to talk about them on the pre-snap read show and maybe make them official plays in the evening show. The NBA card, I'm just going to watch and listen. Maybe tail some plays for my official record if anything comes up. But let's start with 2 games that we have to get to. First of all, Minnesota and Toronto. Jimmy the Bag. What do you think about this one? Toronto, just a great team, right?
Yes. I'm going to take the Raptors here full game and not be concerned expecting a double-digit victory. The Raptors have won their first 4 games after defeating and destroying Charlotte Hornets. I know everybody tried to calm my anger by saying this was just going to be a different Raptors team with Kawhi, and there were teams that had our number last year or for all of D-Rose's career, and the Hornets were one of them. They just even when they were terrible, they even with double-digit dogs, they'd come in and either win or play us down to the last shot, and we absolutely annihilated them. We're 4-0. We won 14 straight home games against Minnesota. You know that Butler was yapping in the dressing room because that first game without him, he doesn't even join the team in Dallas. They allow 140 points. He comes back, and all of a sudden they're defensively responsible. You know he's saying that's because of me. Karl Anthony Towns, 17 points, 15 boards. Thibodeau went off on what a great defensive game he had, did a number of great things. This is quote-unquote challenging shots, making people miss inside, rebounding the ball, getting out quickly. I thought he played a terrific all-around game, reading the ball a lot better, impacting shots at the rim. He's a lot more active. That's what we were saying. What the hell's going on with Cat? We thought this guy was going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer when he came into the league, and he's not rebounding. He's not being responsible defensively. He's not boxing out. He's not doing all the little things that you need to do that we only had done, if you're a Raptors fan, when we had Oakley and Anthony Davis down low. Those are the only times we had defensive responsibility in the key. Valanciunas is beginning to give us that. In saying that, Cat showed it. Andrew Wiggins suffered a knee contusion. Not going to be 100%, but he's going to go because it's his hometown. He's not missed a game since November 10th, 2015. Kyle Lowry is playing absolutely incredible. I have so much respect for how Kyle Lowry handled his best friend being traded away, just shutting his mouth and not saying anything. I love Kyle Lowry. He's now my favorite player after D-Row left and Corey Joseph left. I love Kyle Lowry very much. 16 points, 14 assists against the Hornets. DeLon Wright is expected to be back in action. That's going to help us, even though we know that the Timberwolves don't hit threes. Yes, I'm on the Raptors.
Really?
Full game.
All right, full game. Not first half, though, interestingly.
No, I feel like when you have a superior team...
It's the class shows late.
Sometimes, and I just want the full game to deliver it. Right. If this was a double-digit spread, it would be different. I would think, well, maybe they'll get after him. Or if a team's coming off a bad game, they'll get on. Though that's a situational thing, and we've seen Trotwam nail that with his first halves. Yeah, I'm on Raptors full game. I want all the time.
All right, -8, -105. Standard line here at Pinnacle.
Oh, sorry. I said Antonio Davis. Sorry, T-Nice, of course. David Stewart saying 2 biggest spread, Jimmy. I don't think so. Obviously, if this is a close game, yes, you need spreads 5.5 or down if it's a close game. But I don't know if it will be. I think the Raptors can beat this team by double digits. They're just rolling right now. Sorry, what was it?
Oh, no, 8 minus 105. 8 minus 105. All right, so now let's talk about Utah and Houston. An interesting small line move as of right now in favor of Utah. It opened at 3.5, now down to 2. Utah, of course, coming off of some interesting games. A very, very close loss to Golden State. Felt so bad for you, Jimmy the Bag. They covered the 2.5 spread, but Jimmy the Bag on the official pick on the show took them on money line. They lost by 1, and then they got blown out by Denver. Not blown out, but beat pretty bad by Memphis as a double-digit favorite. And now they're going up against Houston. Tough team. Some people were looking at Houston as the biggest value bet to win the NBA championship this year, but they've lost 2 of 3. What do we think? I guess the New Orleans loss is a little bit forgivable. The Clippers loss on the road was close. Then they were a dog. But what's up with Houston right now? Does Houston roll here?
Houston just has a ton of injury problems, and they don't want to put Carmelo Anthony in the starting lineup because they want him to get comfortable with his role off the bench. Shout out to the Coin Kid. He took Magic plus 4,000 and plus 3,300 to win the Southeast Division. Have to pay Washington, Miami. That's an exciting play, Coin Kid. I'll be definitely cheering for you throughout the season on that respect. The Rockets just have a ton of injury problems, and they can't get into a flow. And now they have the Chris Paul suspension. So James Ennis, hamstring injury. We talked about in the offseason them getting rid of their defensive specialist, how dangerous that is. And not that it's going to definitely hurt them long term, but early in the season, it's going to hurt them, and it has. I wanted to see so badly what Marquise Chris was going to do on this team. He's injured. Nene is going to give them some defensive responsibility. He's not in the lineup. James Ennis, as I said, hamstring injury, and you have Chris Paul. You just have so many injuries in this spot. Bill Butler says no CP3, gimme Jazz. And Kingerell saying Chris and Knight may be back tonight. Brandon Knight, it'll be interesting to see him play. It's been so long. He could be a valuable asset, but very much could. Jazz are coming off an awful 92-84 home loss against the Grizzlies. They shot just 35.4%. This is a healthy group. I love Quinn Snyder as a coach. This is a responsible team. I love the character of this team. And John Ronio saying losing Ariza Mbamute, a big blow, fade the Rockets against this type of team. I agree. Now, the mistake I made, and all year last year in NBA, if there was a team that was a dog by 4.5 points or less, I would take them on the money line. And I was pretty successful doing it. I just think that there should be a couple teams with a couple players, really, that you shouldn't do that with. And I know it was Drebko who put in that happen, but this is a Houston team, too, that, Harden can stab you in the throat in that last second. In saying all that, I'm going to take the Jazz, and I am going to take the 2 points this time. I'm not going to take them. And it's only going to be against these types of teams, the Rockets, just certain players. Guys like, I think Jaylen Brown is a cold-hearted assassin. Against the Celtics, I'd probably take a 2 or 3 points because I don't want him to stab me in the throat. I don't want Harden to stab me in the throat. I don't want Curry and Thompson to stab me in the throat. There's a few players, even maybe the Lakers with LeBron, maybe. Those will be the only teams. Every other team, if it's 4.5 or less, I'm going to take the money line all season.
Everyone liking the Jazz here. Look at this. Antoine Seymour, Jazz money line. Antoine Seymour also likes Jazz Rockets third quarter over 56.5. And, Spotlight likes Houston at home, but that's about it. Everyone else liking or loving the Jazz. Jerry Beatty, Jazz rebound. Go ahead, Jim.
Eddie Euler liking the Jazz Rockets over 218.5. That's another really interesting spot. Has there been any movement on that?
No, I'll
total?
check that, but everyone likes the Jazz here. David
Not
Stewart.
everyone. Spotlight.
Yes, one guy likes Houston, but Troy V likes Utah. David Stewart, Utah baby. Eddie Euler, Utah, Houston lean over.
The Coin Kid says Rockets need a home win. They certainly do.
And King Rail tells us that Chris and Knight may be back tonight.
Chris is going to take, Troy V saying just take Jazz money line. There's just going to be a few team players I'm going to not do that against, as I just said. But I hear you, Troy V. It's something I did all year last year, and I'll continue to do it. Spotlight says change the pick. That's what Spotlight says. I'm not going to. I'm going to back the Jazz here, but I do find that total very interesting.
And Bill Butlicker, not contrarian, he says Mitchell's going to ball out tonight. You heard it here first. He's going to lead the Jazz to a win.
Don Ronio saying Jazz will control the boards and defend Capella. That's all they have to do. Even the second unit of the Jazz looks good.
Okay. And Elio Rodriguez says, I think after hearing this, I'm off this game completely. Pete, write it down. Okay. Elio Rodriguez says Elio Rodriguez is off of the Utah-Houston game completely. No bet for Elio Rodriguez. Wrote it down, Elio Rodriguez. Okay. And Carlos Luders likes the Utah-Houston over. Antoine Seymour likes Utah-Houston over. Third quarter, 56.5.
Carlos Luders likes that over, too. I agree with these guys. I think that, I don't know. I'm curious to see how Snyder's going to approach this game, actually. You know, maybe I need a little bit more time to think about it. Do the Jazz want to get in a run-and-gun shot fest? Because we know, remember last year, we went under the idea that when Chris Paul was in the lineup, he controlled the pace, and we would watch Harden and him fight nonstop because Harden wanted it faster, and Chris Paul said, listen, I know what I'm doing here. I'm not sure. Randy Lockhart saying buy the +3. I get it. I'm going to stick. I think this total is very interesting. King Rail says, Hal, I gave unders both halves the Pelicans game, both cash. Good work, King Rail.
Thank you so much, King Rail, for coming into the chat and sharing with us all your awesome NBA knowledge every day. Appreciate it so much, King Rail.
Very helpful.
And watch the King's Court Show every night at 7:30 Eastern Time, right here on SBR Videos. All right.
I'm going to jump on the Jazz. That's it. That's the only thing I'm going to take them at this point. I find the total very interesting, and I may make a move on it. Spotlight saying Carter Williams is a sleeper. I agree. I think it's a very shrewd and smart move to move Carter Williams into that starting lineup, replacing James Ennis. I feel like Carmelo Anthony needs to know his place and figure out how to work within it. It's very important that he does it. I think that's a real smart move.
All right, so you want Utah plus the points or money line?
Plus the points.
+2 -106. The money line, interestingly, is +112. So that's kind of interesting. But we can give you the Pinnacle line +2 -106 if you want that one.
Mr. Gokster announced. I do want that one.
Okay.
Mr. Gokster announcing the pre-entry announcement for Breeders was announced. Oh, I know, Mr. Gokster. I fucking know. And I can't fuck up too badly over the next couple days because I got myself in a nice spot on Sunday going 9-2 in football. I gave all that money back last night, and I can't. If I screw up the next 48 hours, it's going to cut into my cash very badly. Let's keep rolling.
Jensen Bonzone asked me to write it down. I'm writing something down. Raps, Memphis, Spurs for my parlay. I am writing that one down. I'm going to copy and paste this one because I'm running out of room here.
Sure.
I am copying and pasting this one. Jensen Bonzone, absolutely. Considered it copied, considered it pasted. Go ahead, Jim.
Raptors, Memphis, Spurs, first parlay. I like it. Okay, let's keep rolling. I'm going to back, but I want to know if there's been any line movement. Alonzo Shivers joining us. Thank you for joining us. What a great guy. Odar Lira is on the Bulls under. I'm uncomfortable with the Bulls' pace at this point, especially without Chris Dunn in the lineup. It's going to be very interesting. The Bulls are winless. They're dealing with tons of injuries. And Marketing, Valentine, Felicio, and now Chris Dunn to an MCL sprain, which means Murray State, 2015 first-round pick Cameron Payne will be getting the bulk of minutes. I have no idea. How that's going to handle things. I've really got to watch the Bulls play, and I will do that tonight. After the Hornets lost their season opener 113-112, they looked very good rolling through Florida. I mean, they dominated the Magic and then just barely got by the Heat and then got destroyed by the Raptors. I like that. I really like that they got destroyed by the Raptors. I'm going to back them here. Charlotte's being led by Kemba Walker, Eastern Conference Player of the Week, averaging 35.3 points per game, leading 3-point field goals. He's averaged 6.3 3-pointers during the first 3 games. Hornets are a healthy squad, and I am going to back them here against the Bulls.
All right, what do you want?
I want them on the line.
Wait, which one, Charlotte?
Yes,
it's up. It opened at 3. It's now up to, well, we can give you the Greek line, -4. How about that?
I love it.
Okay, Charlotte, -4, -110, right?
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful. And the total scares me. The Hornets are confusing. David Stewart says easy play. Hornets cover. Bill Butler says Kemba destroys campaign tonight. Eddie Euler says I was on the Bulls under until I looked at previous meetings. Former saying marketing out is huge for them. I just think we need time to figure out what this Bulls team is going to look like, and I don't know what it is. David Stewart says, give me Kemba. Yes, Jimmy. Alonzo Shivers, today is my daughter's 5th birthday.
Shout out to Alonzo Shivers'
I need a birthday pick. Yes. Having you as a father puts her in a great company, and she's a very lucky girl to have you as a dad, Alonzo. Much love to you, and I'm looking forward to hear the birthday pick.
Well, yeah, we handle birthday picks for family members a little bit different than we handle birthday picks for actual.
I don't know.
We don't.
No, not. Maybe for cousins or,
right.
uncles, but not for a 5-year-old daughter. No, I know you're giving the goods. I know you're
look
giving
at this.
the goods.
Bob Olo says, Peter, is everything okay? Jeff said you have problems on Twitter. Really? Is Jeff talking about me on Twitter? I mean, I don't really hide the fact that I have some issues here and there, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow him.
All right, okay. Let's move in. I'll go check Twitter. I will check Twitter. Okay.
I don't like hearing that, though. Let's keep rolling along. I just saw a play from my man, Ralph Portwando. I believe it was Ralph Portwando saying, Heat under 224. I am on that play as well. Knicks, Heat under. Knicks will be playing without Kevin Knox, Courtney Lee, Emmanuel Mudiay. The Knicks are led in scoring by Hardaway. He's playing very well. He likes being the man. They opened the season with a big win over Atlanta, then played the Nets, Celtics, and Bucks tough. They lost to the Knicks and Knicks by 2 points each. They lost at Milwaukee by 11. My man Luis Esquinta says Fizdale is a bum. Antoine Seymour liking the Hawks solo over. We will get to that game. The problem with the Heat is they're just devastated by injuries. That does make it difficult to cap and difficult to figure out their pace. But I do like the under in this game. I think this total is too high. I'm with Ralph Portwando. I am with Crypto King. I'm on the under.
Okay, let me see. Hold on one second. Let me see.
Winslow is in, says Bill Butler. That will help this team because they've Winslow with the hamstring, Johnson with the abdomen, Waiters with the ankle, Ellington with the ankle, Hassan Whiteside with the hip, and Derek Jones' foot are listed as questionable. I'm going to jump all over that under. Jesse Dykstra says, love the under in Knicks Heat's game. I like it.
Okay, so what do you want here, Jim?
I want the under in Knicks at Heat.
In the Knicks at Heat. All right, let's line shop here for you a little bit, Jimmy. Oh, shit. What line did you think you were getting?
Well, someone just said that it's down to 220.
Yeah, no, well, it's 222. It's definitely dropping.
I'll take 222.
All right, we'll give you the bookmaker line, and that will be a New York, but it opened at 224. Yeah. New York, Miami, under 222 minus 110, under 222 minus 110. Pinnacle is already down to 221. Wow. You really like the under on this one, huh, Jim?
Yeah, and I guess I can wait 15 minutes to bet it, but I should probably bet it as soon as possible. Is it just dropping as you watch it?
Kind of, yeah. You know what? I'm going to jump on this one with you right now as well. New York, Miami, under 222, minus 110. You definitely like this one, Jim, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And other people liking it as well.
Well, Ralph Portwano mentioned, I was like, it's right here staring in front of me. Yeah, I really like it. John Ronio says, Heat are a well-disciplined team. Knicks are young. Kids still trying to figure out how to play. And Crypto King got it yesterday at 224. Great
Very
job,
nice.
Crypto King. God, I should get on that right now. Maybe I should bet that right now. You know,
You're going to?
I'd like to. I just don't want to. It just burnt me yesterday.
No, line shopping, you know, these half points, these small moves, most of the time they don't matter. But when they do matter, they matter. And that can be the difference between winning and losing long term.
So 221 here.
Yeah, it's dropping. Bookmaker still has 222. What do you think about the first half, Jim?
I'm a little uncomfortable picking the spots this early in the season of when the pace is going to slow down.
Right.
So I'm a little uncomfortable saying that the first I would actually expect probably a little bit more pace in the first quarter than the first half, than the second half.
I mean, definitely the first half total is more than 50%, a bit significantly more than 50% than the full game. I'm going to throw on the first half under as well, though. 114 minus 110. New York, Miami, first half under 114 minus 110. We'll see where this line moves, but yeah. All right. What else do we have going on here, Jimmy the Bag?
Do you mind just talking about it, setting up a game while I make this bet?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So for the rest of NBA, let's read some comments. Let's read some comments. Is Big Man talking shit about me on Oda Lira? Tell her, who is that? Oda Lira. Who is that? Oh, Bob Ulos.
Odar Lear is our man from Venezuela.
Yeah, shout out to Bob Ulos. Okay, no, I mean I'm not really, I don't hide my personal life, right? No. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind if people tweet out shit. It's kind of weird when people tweet out stuff, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't
mind. I don't hide anything. Maybe I should.
No, people come here for our wild highs and lows.
Do they?
Well, some do.
Well, that was that. Some do.
Okay, I'm ready to. This is probably something that we should probably figure out whatever is going on here with the we should probably
Oh,
figure
yeah,
out
no,
after
I've
the show.
already moved on. I was
Okay,
just
cool.
looking at Jesse Dykstra's
All right,
comment. Love the under in Knicks Heats game. Elio Rodriguez, Knicks under is solid.
Yeah, I like this play. Here's a spot that I'm curious to see if you guys are going to bet.
And Luis Fernando Esquinza likes Heat first quarter -2.5. Wow, that's a pretty bold opinion right there.
Yeah,
the Knicks are that bad,
but
huh?
I mean, it'd be difficult. I just need you probably want to know whether Whiteside is going to be in the lineup. Whether, I mean, especially Whiteside's the main guy. You'd want to know whether he's in the lineup. So yeah, I'm gonna keep rolling. We got a ton of games still to go through.
Go ahead, Jim.
Nets at Cavaliers. I'm gonna back Cleveland. I'm going to back Cleveland. They were absolutely atrocious in their home opener. 0-1 at home, haven't won yet. Both teams are coming off defensive, horrifying showings. The Cavs have yet to win. They lost to Atlanta by 22. They're allowing 126.7 points per game. Everyone looked terrible. Love went 1 for 8 from 3. Sexton scores 4 points on 2 for 11 shooting. I just feel like they're going to bounce back here and play stronger. I like this Nets team. Barely allowed over 100 points in splitting their first 2 games, and then allowed 132 to Indiana. LeVert continued his hot start. Good news for the Nets is Rondé Hollis may be back. Rondé Hollis Jefferson may be back. He's coming off a hip injury sustained in the summer charity, but I'm surprised he was back. He was gone for 3 games for personal issues, which I didn't know. Jared Dudley has been starting in his place. I guess he's a calming influence, but he does very little, especially points-wise. He does 3.3 boards, 3.3 assists, 3.7 points in 28.7 minutes. Roger T says, don't touch the Cavs, dumpster fire. To me, Cleveland is done. Don't back them. I truly feel that this is a spot that I knew everybody would be against, but I think that Kevin Love's going to demand some accountability. They shouldn't be as terrible as they were, and they were completely embarrassed in their home opener, and I expect them to come back with something. I knew that this would be a play that everybody would be against, and I'm still making it.
Okay, so what do you want, Cleveland?
Yes.
Cleveland on the full game, -3, -107. We can give you that one. You want that one?
We saw Cleveland go into Minnesota and play a good basketball game. I understand that the Cavs will be lucky to win 30 games. I knew that everybody was going to be against me here.
Everyone's liking the Nets, huh? No
Yes.
movement at all on this line yet.
Yeah.
David Stewart says, only problem is Knicks are playing at super fast pace.
Sorry, say that again?
Only problem is Knicks are playing at super fast pace.
Yeah, they are with
Yeah.
Kevin Knox and some of these guys in the lineup. I just don't know how they're going to do it without Courtney Lee, without Kevin Knox. I know Hardaway's going to be jump happy, shooting nonstop.
What about Miami team total under? They're an 8-point favorite. What would your lean be on the spread? Sorry, I didn't mean to bounce back to that game.
No problem.
Go ahead.
I would actually lean
Miami.
No, I need to know who's in the lineup
Right.
for the Heat before I can give you a legitimate answer on that.
Look at this, Dan Kelly. First half under in the Miami game looks better than the full game at Jimmy the Bag. All right, Dan Kelly, I'm on both of them. I hope you guys are all right. Hope you guys are all right. All right, so let's see.
There's more plays that I want to hammer and make
to.
sure that I get in here. Sorry, let me keep going.
King Rail says Ty Lue isn't a coach. He's a supporter of players. The team has bad ownership, players, and coaching staff.
Oh, those are my 5 plays that I wanted to make. So I've got every game capped. Which one do you want to hammer next?
I'm not sure. Let's see what people are talking about here.
Sixers, Bucks, Lakers, Suns. Got them all here. Why don't we just go down in order? How about that? Why don't we start with Mavericks at Hawks? Spencer Singleton has changed my nickname to Balls in his Bag. I like that, Spencer Singleton. Respect. Teddy B is on Knicks team total under. Knox is not playing. Knox has looked good at times, like any rookie would.
Yeah.
I'm excited by him. He's an exciting player. Dante Higgs says Cavs win tonight. First guy to come out and back me. I knew everybody was going to be against me. John Romeo says take the Nets to win outright. Art Hayes wants to talk about the Lakers game. Let's talk about this Lakers game. It's an exciting spot. It's exciting seeing LeBron start 0-3. Pretty exciting stuff. Ray John Rondo, Brandon Ingram both suspended until October 27, 29, respectively. Kyle Kuzma stepped in like we said he would and was awesome. 37 points, 8 boards. Lonzo Ball was not awesome like we thought he would. 14 points, 6 rebounds, but was a -14. Josh Hart continues to impress. 20 points, 10 boards, was a +6 off the bench. LeBron averaging 27.3, 8.3 boards, 8.3 assists. Had a season high in points and assists. He missed 2 free throws, missed a step back 3 that, in the final 2 possessions, excuse me. So LeBron, I don't know exactly what to make of this team, to be honest with you. I don't know. It seems like they're playing where we could hammer overs nonstop. Carlos Lewis says Suns plus 4.5. Dante Higgs says Lakers a lock. Scotty Rock says Lonzo will be traded before the All-Star break. Theodore McIntosh saying they need to trade Ball. The Suns looked like they had a ton of chemistry and were rolling in that first game against Dallas, and that has gone away. Crypto King says Lakers are playing very good, just not catching any luck. Bob Eulis telling me that once in a while it's okay to take a break.
Definitely. That's definitely something that's absolutely true. That's something I noticed again from the first year or 6 months of my handicapping career, and it still is true to this day. My best days are always on Monday. And I think that's because Mondays, it's just because I see things more clearly because I'm coming off a break. And absolutely, if you feel lost, if you feel like you're not concentrating or whatever, just take a break. Just take a break. And in those times, it sometimes can be good to tail people who you feel like you have a good read on. You know what I mean? Sometimes the best way to handle handicapping is to handicap the handicappers, right or wrong. And like I say many times, people who say, I'm fading you here, I'm fading you there, I'm fading this, I'm fading that. Fading a handicapper, if you're right, you're right. It's a legitimate thing to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Find your edges
you got to be careful though, because if you're fading someone and they're actually a coin flip, you'll lose anyway. But absolutely, if you think that saying you're going to fade someone is actually a bit of a compliment. It's saying you are seeing something legit. You are seeing something that's valuable. You're just doing the opposite of what you should be doing, but your analysis actually has EV. So saying you're going to fade someone is actually not even a semi-compliment. It's like an 80% compliment. It is.
I know you've said that before.
Literally, it is a compliment. I admit it's not it's not 100% compliment like I'm going to tail you, but it's a 75% compliment to say I'm fading you.
I hear you.
The worst thing you can say about someone is they're a coin flip. All right, let's move on. Let's move on, Jim.
I'm interested to see if the Suns step up at all defensively because Koskov was very upset with the transition defense against the Warriors. Warriors scored 70 points in the first half. Suns gave up 67 fast break points. Booker still looking good. Ayton still looking good. I'm very interested to see what kind of pace this game is played at. If the Suns try to do anything differently, I'm not sure. Tom Marino says Lakers are overvalued because people expect the same from them. Same from LeBron as last year. His conditioning isn't the same. He doesn't have the same motivation. He knows next year is more important. Gas Mask 42 says, damn, just waking up to the show. I need the coffee. Pete is on. Thanks for joining us, Gas Mask.
Shout out.
I'm not sure what to do with this Lakers-Suns spot. And I'm off of it right now. Defense and Les Booker hits all threes and scores 60. Lakers definitely win this game. I'm on the Lake Show. Let's move on to Sixers at Bucks. Sixers.
Although I just want to acknowledge Antoine Seymour likes the Suns team total over, which is interesting.
What's
117. 117, it's high, but if you think that this game is just going to explode over, then maybe that is a nice little
play. And has
the
total been shooting up?
I'm sure it's gone up a little bit. Let me just see how much. It's where is this? Lakers? Yes, it shot up. It opened at 234. At Heritage, it's already at 239. Pinnacle still at 237. Wow, did that total shoot the F up?
Wow,
did that total shoot the F up?
That's wild. That's just absolute wild.
Realize that shot the F up recently, last half hour or so.
Hulk has a Lakers 116-113 final score, which would go under. Wow, if it hits 240, I mean, how do you not take the under there?
Look at all these totals exploding all over the place.
That's what Dan Kelly said right when he came on the show.
Said,
take a look at those totals; they're exploding.
Look at this shit, like fucking Independence Day out here, July 4th. Fireworks everywhere. Washington, and even the ones that have gone under by a huge amount. San Antonio, Indiana crashed from 215 to 210.5 or 210. What do we think about that, Jim?
Which one?
Spurs Pacers.
Well, that's the play that Raul Portwando just says. Spurs under 212. Spurs 0-12 to the under with less than 2 days rest. Why don't we hammer that game next? Pacers at Spurs. Spurs head home after that wild 143-142 game. Aldridge, 37 points, 10 boards. DeRozan, 32 points and 14 assists because he has to be the distributor with the injuries to DeJounte Murray, who's done for the season, and Derek White out for the first month of the year. Spurs are getting production, as always. Pop's team just seems to always get production up and down the lineup. Aldridge, 37, D-Row, 32, Rudy Gay, Forbes, 16 each. Bellinelli, 15, Mills, 12, Cunningham, a career-high 12 boards. 8 new players being worked in the lineup. He says, we're not disciplined defensively yet. Going to take a while with a new group. Pacers head to Alamo City after a 10-point victory over Minnesota. Ooh, what's Dan Clay says, just found a bet you will probably like on the charts. In the past 3 seasons, every time the Nets haven't played in 3+ days on the road, the opponent first half team total over.
Dan Kelly, man.
Wow.
Fucking Dan Kelly. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this tweet myself, and
Do
I'm
it.
going to. In the meantime, I'm looking at the first half under in the Indiana game. Let's see this one. Just found about you probably like on the charts. In the past 3+ seasons, every time the Nets haven't played in 3+ days on the road, opponent first half team total over.
Wow. What a guy. Just gives us gold nonstop.
Will we tail this? That would imply a Cleveland first half team total over, and probably
It correlates perfectly to my play.
yes,
Correlates perfect.
not perfectly, but right.
Well, not perfectly.
You
but
also like the over in that game.
Well, I'm on the Cavs, so I think they're going to play well. I guess
Right.
What is the team first half team total over? Do you know?
I'm checking it right now, Jimmy the Bag. Why don't you discuss? I'm also thinking about I'm thinking about taking the first half under and maybe the full game under. But wow, Antoine Seymour like Spurs first quarter. Matthew Wood says Spurs been going over. Tom Marino says Indiana strong defensive team but can't score consistently on the road. No second score with Oladipo. Turner hasn't stepped up. Value with the Spurs.
Much love to Raul Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Barca man Pacers Spurs under 6-1 in the last 7 meetings. Tomar Indiana's a strong defensive team but can't score consistently on the road. No second score with Oladipo. Turner hasn't stepped up. I think the value's with the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Beatty says I think Lakers are demoralized. Lost the other night and can't regroup this fast. Interesting. So you're going to check the first half there for me, and I'll.
Yes, I am. Sorry, I'm just looking at all. I'm just looking at all these great comments here. All right. So what do you want to know about? Let me find it. Sorry.
Also on the Warriors over 234. Wizards 16-0 to the over with rest after a game as a road dog. I like that over too. It's just so high. We know that the Wizards are going to play small ball because it worked so well against the Blazers. They're just going to go right back to the same thing. Let's finish off with this Pacers Spurs spot.
Go ahead.
Pacers only had 18 assists on 36 made field goals. That's just not going to cut it. That's not going to work. That's not going to. There's something wrong with this healthy Pacers squad, which can be figured out, which will likely be figured out.
Wow, so what do you want to know here, Jim? The
first half over
for Cleveland.
Yeah,
56.5 at Heritage.
That's what Crypto King is saying.
And the first half total is interestingly less than 50% of the full game total, which is quite interesting. But if you think the Cavs are going to roll, the Brooklyn is just not going to play good D early. Easily eclipsable.
Yeah, I'm going to take it.
You want that?
Yeah. Shout out to Dan Kelly.
Yes, shout out to Dan Kelly. All right, 56.5 minus 110 is the line at Heritage. But I'm going to quickly check Pinnacle to see if we might not be able to get you just a little bit of a better line here. Line shopping always imperative. No, it's also 56.5 at minus 110 at Pinnacle. So Jim's going to take Cleveland first half team total over 56.5 minus 110, right?
Yes.
Okay. What else do you want to get to, Jim?
Well, we just finished the Spurs Pacers. I can understand why they're liking the under. What has the total movement been there?
I just told you. It's for Spurs Pacers.
Yeah.
Crashed. Down to 210.5. First half is still sitting at 107 or 107 at Bookmaker.
Christopher Michael wants a good laugh, says he needs some humor today. What's Jimmy's NHL record? We are not afraid to show these records. I went down, 5 units last night?
Yeah, I guess. You had a winner with you just took a lot of big of alternative puck lines and stuff like that. You want to show it?
Absolutely, I have no fear whatsoever in this.
Okay, let's show the NHL record. I had a small loser yesterday as well, but again, I just overall you got the NHL. There you go. Again, my NHL record. I had two nice winners, and then I had 2 first period overs that lost, but I had the full game over. But I didn't have the full game overs, and they cashed. So it was just maybe getting a little bit too cute. Maybe just just variance there. But all right, there you go.
There you go, Christopher Michael. Enjoy. Last year, I hit a high water mark of plus 43 units, and I believe I can crack 50. That's my first goal, is to get to 50, and then we will aim for 100. So I have no fear there. Okay, let's finish off this basketball card. We don't have a lot of time here.
Yeah.
Pacers Spurs. I do think that the under is interesting, but did I just miss the boat?
If the boat means the opening line, yes. If the boat means something else, maybe not.
Okay. Well, it means the opening line, yeah.
If you mean the opening of 2:15, oh, you missed it, Jim. That boat has sailed.
And what is the total movement in the Wizards-Warriors game?
Wizards-Warriors
Because now the Wizards lost Howard, don't have Mahinmi. Well, we don't expect them to have Mahinmi. And that means they're going to go with Markieff Morris at center, Oubre front court, and then Otto Porter, Bradley Beal, and John Wall, which means that it could go over.
A 3-point, line move to the over. Heritage still has 234, but Bet Phoenix has 234, but it's headed up there. It feels like Golden State. I don't know. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to make of these NBA totals, which is ironic because the first thing I was good at when I started handicapping sports was NBA totals. That was the first thing that I started to do well with. But the game has just changed, and it is just...
it's changed. It's changed, and another new rule for us to deal with. It'll take some time to figure out. Finally, Grizzlies at Kings. Alan Action says Kings +3. Oh, and Buy Direct Sports likes Pacers Spurs over. Very interesting. So going against that play there. Alan Action, Kings +3. Don't sour on them. If you took them last night, this is the spot. Kings on the second half of a back-to-back, but nobody played more than 24 minutes last night. Good job by Jager. Kings had a signature win against the Thunder. Westbrook's season debut, 131-120. Shumpert is trying to make a career out of this. Thought maybe he was gone and done with 26 points. They don't have Bogdanovich or Kufos. Bogdanovich is going to be helpful this year, but Kufos, who cares? Grizzlies got a short 2-game road trip off with a bang by beating the Jazz 92-84. Conley, 23 points. Gasol, 18 points, 13 boards. But JaMychal Green, Chandler Parsons, Dylan Brooks, all out for the Grizzlies. Garrett Temple expected to be in the lineup. He's dealing with groin tightness. He's going to be forced into the lineup because of all the injuries. I think this might be right. I absolutely think this might be right.
All right, what do you want here, Jim?
Michael Irving says, why don't you just take money line when you take dogs, or you just Pete's -1 so you can push more? I know you know what you're doing, but why make yourself so vulnerable? I'm always rooting for you, man. Yeah, I hear you, Michael Irvelina. I went over all my plays last year, every single play I made on dogs, and I would have been up like something in between 15 and 20 units had I taken every one of my dogs on the -1.5 line. So I'm just going to back it, and I know things will work out over the whole season.
Grizzlies Kings over 220 from Eddie Euler. What do you think about that?
Sorry, say that again.
Grizzlies Kings over, but then Trenton Claxton likes Memphis solo under.
Yeah, interesting. This is going to be a fun game to watch. I do think the Grizzlies are dealing with injuries that will affect them. And if they're forcing Temple into the lineup when he's not 100% ready.
Yeah, and there you go. Antoine Seymour, Kings solo over, 109 points, gave it last night. So if Eddie Euler likes the Grizzlies Kings over, something tells me he might also be leaning the Kings to cover, and that would go in line with Trenton Claxton's lean to the Memphis solo under. Gas Station Sushi, I've been impressed by Sacramento players buying in. Yes. What did I say in the first game of the season? You remember that? Yeah. I was like, I want to take them to cover that big 8.5 point spread. People talk me off it, which I let them do that. But they did cover. Arsenal G11, Grizzlies Kings under 4-1 last 5 meetings, but that might be the way to go here. Might be Grizzlies team total under and Kings solo over. But in that case, you'd definitely be wanting to take Sacramento minus the point. Sacramento, to win outright. Why is Memphis favored here?
Well, they just beat a very good Jazz team in Utah.
They did? I did not know that. Oh, I did know that. All right. I'm thinking about the Sacramento team total over as well. I'm not feeling that bad right now. I should be feeling worse. You know what I'm saying? I should be feeling worse. I'm not feeling that bad right now. All right. I think I'm going to take Sacramento team total over, Jim.
I'm going to make a move on this.
What do you think?
I want to back the Kings here, but I want a little bit more time to cap this game.
You want a little bit more time to cap this game?
I want to hear from their Twitter handle that Garrett Temple is good to go. I want to know for sure that Brooke is out. I couldn't care less about Parsons. We know JaMychal Green's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. I just want a little bit more. This is a tricky game. Yes, I want to take the Kings because the Grizzlies are coming off an incredible game. Kings are coming off a bad game, but I don't want to simplify things too much.
Didn't King Rail say that in the beginning of the season that he was just looking for overs in Memphis games in general?
He did, and I was kind of confused by that just from a vividness bias. Not because I thought he was wrong, but just from a vividness bias. I've always followed this team very, very closely because, of course, they were Vancouver Grizzlies. So.
All right, we're going to wrap this up very soon. I'm just on the cusp of tailing Antoine Seymour here and taking the team total over, which would actually be 108.5 minus 111 at Pinnacle. Would be 108.5 minus 111 at Pinnacle. So why? I mean, if you look at Sacramento, right? They've been over 110 every game, just exploding every which way. Why is this total so low?
I think that
because
the
Grizzlies. Back-to-back?
No, I think it's the Grizz. I think the Grizzlies know to win games, they have to be locked down defensively. I really feel that way. I feel like this team is full of veterans and they know how to win. In that first game, they tried to start scoring like crazy. Conley knows he can't push it. He's got to wait for Gasol to get into position. He's got to wait for these guys to They got to defend the perimeter, defend, slow the pace down. I think
is Sacramento just not playing any defense? Is that what's up with them?
Sort of looks like it.
Or do they just play tough teams? I mean, if you look at the tough teams, they played Utah, New Orleans, OKC, and Denver. Those are 4 pretty good offensive teams, right?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Not OKC, though.
Well, no, OKC is going to be a team that can light up the score. I mean, that was, 131, 120 game? Let's see. That Black Cold says Parsons is a non-factor. Grizzlies held Utah to 84 points also. Absolutely. Yeah, Parsons is... Let's stop. He's just such a bum. What a terrible, terrible signing that was. I can't. Mark Cuban is so lucky. So lucky that he didn't offer him enough money or as much money as the Grizzlies offered him. I'm gonna wait on this Grizzlies King spot. I don't want to force a play. I want to make sure that I've capped it thoroughly.
If the Memphis game goes over, that'll be the first game that Memphis has played where. If the Memphis team total goes under, that'll be the first team that Sacramento has held to under 110 points. Is that something that has their scoring explosion been fluky, or is that fundamental to how they're playing?
I don't think the Grizzlies are an older veteran team, especially with Brooks out of the lineup. They don't want to go in a sprinting contest with a bunch of kids.
They don't?
No, they're going to lose. They don't want to sprint up and down the floor.
They're definitely going to lose.
Not that they're going to lose. It puts them in a vulnerable situation. Whereas if they slow the pace down, box out, push these kids around, that gives them the chance to win.
All right, I'm going to take the Memphis team total under. I'm going to take them. Trenton Claxton likes it. Memphis team total under 111.5 minus 110. I will take that one. Any unders in the NBA today is risky, right?
Oh, God. Yeah. But we can possibly get ahead of the market because everything's skyrocketing right now. It's possible to get ahead of the market on that.
But Antoine Seymour says Kings have no D, just a bunch of young guys balling.
Yeah. But then Willie Cauley-Stein, King Who About Business said Willie Cauley-Stein's their only good defender, and I like Cauley-Stein.
And Carlos Luder says Sacramento will not play D all season. May less pay less way. Sack terrible D. Brusky says coach wants Conley to take more shots in the last game. Put like 25 shots. I think the pace will be faster.
King Who About Business said he's not a bum, Jimmy.
And Bill Butliger says don't do it, Pete. Should I do it or not?
I think he's a bum.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Butler says, "Don't do it, Pete."
All right, I'll hold off on it for now. I'll wait to see what the.
I think we capped this game hard.
Did I officially make that pick or not?
No.
I was hanging it. Art Hayes says you don't need D against Memphis.
That's interesting. Gas station sushi saying Kings plus 135 on the money line. Bill Butler says Memphis will put up points.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll hold off on that one. I'm just going to tell you guys on the Knicks Miami under, and that's it for the morning show, right, Jim?
That's it.
All right, so let's just quickly recap the picks for anyone who is keeping track, which you absolutely can and should. I have just 4 picks. Vancouver team total under 2.5 minus 135. Toronto Leafs team total over 2.5 minus 150. I'm telling you guys on Knicks Miami first half under 114 and the full game under 222. Jimmy the Bag is on Charlotte minus 4, Utah plus 2. In MLB, Dodgers, Boston, first half under 4.5 and full game under 8.5. Back to NBA, Cleveland minus 3, Vegas puck line plus 112, Toronto Raptors minus 8, Knicks Miami under 222, Vancouver team total under 2.5, and Cleveland first half team total over 56.5. And that's it. Those are all the official picks as of right now. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time. I am doing the pre-snap read show, which is always a lot of fun, always very informative. That'll be at 4 o'clock Eastern time.
And I have a ton of NFL plays ready to rock.
Really?
Yeah, so can we please put that on the Late Show?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have NFL and college football segments in the Late Show, and of course, we'll go over MLB, NHL, and NBA once again. Thanks so much, everyone, for all the support and all the love, and of course, all the great handicapping comments. We'll see you at 6 o'clock Eastern time.